So I got more wood, and I decided I can't put these 2x4s 16 inches apart. It would be too much wood. So I thought I'm just gonna put one in the middle. And I also set up the floor. And then I'm gonna connect, these are gonna be the bottom, the top, and these long things. Oh, also I decided to make it 6 foot tall because I don't want it to tip over if it's gonna be 8 feet. Okay, so I actually put screws in this, and I realized that the thick screws I had, I don't have as many long as I thought I did, like this ones. So I kind of used weaker screws, and I still put some big ones. And I decided, oh yeah, I decided not to put it 16 inches apart. So I put one wall up. It doesn't actually look too straight, to be honest with you. But I was worried because I wanted to leave this gap here, so the MDF can rest on it when I put it up. And this one, I made sure to put, see there's wood here, so when I put this screw here, I don't know if it's gonna hit the wood. See? I don't think it's gonna hit that wood. So inside, to make sure, I put more 2x4s there, like an L. But I think I forgot to screw it on this side. So maybe I'll put a screw there. But there should be wood under there. If not, oops, it's not too good then. So over here, it's okay because it's gonna go in the 2x4 that I marked here, that goes across the floor. So it's stable here and here. I'm worried about the corners mostly. And like, I don't know what I'm gonna do on this side because there's no 2x4s going that way except those things that I put that kind of keeps the bricks in place. I put some wood there. And that's it. I use these big screws, which are these ones. Number 14, 3 inches, wood screws. And I'm kind of running out of them. But anyway, there's a 2x4 going here, so I'm gonna put a hole here. Yeah.
Can I take this?
Yeah, bring it back. So I make a hole. Okay, so I made the hole. And I put the screw in. And, oops, here. And here we go. Recording. I was saying this is stable, so I put the screw there, and I always mess up the tips, and it's stable because there's a 2x4 under there. I'm not even sure if it hits the 2x4 because the MDF is so thick. I hope it hits the 2x4 because that's what would hold it. Let me see. This is 3 inches long. So if the 2x4 is like 2 inches, yeah, I think it barely hits it. It hits it for like maybe less than half an inch. Okay, that's the skeleton. I have no idea how I'm gonna do the roof. Maybe I'll just cut the MDF and just screw it on top. And the door, I think, is going to be here. In this hole. This hole. I'm just going to enter like this. Okay, one thing I wanted to kind of show the professionals and ask if it's okay if I did this is I put a 2x4 back there on the outside of the wall. See that one? On the outside of the wall. I didn't do it here yet. Over there. So I put it to kind of connect the wall that I'm going to put inside the box. See, I put it here. Well, I hope that's okay. On this side I did. And then these two other 2x4s, these two. Actually, here I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna take one of them and I put it like this. Like this. See, I put it here. Oops, it doesn't fit. Oh, it doesn't fit. I might have to cut it shorter. Anyway, I put it here. So that from the inside, when I come, I have a place for the drywall, which is not actually going to be drywall. It's going to be more like cork wall, which is more like insulation, which is like more soundproof type of a thing. So I cut that 2x4 a few millimeters shorter, so now it fits. You can see it's here. I put it here. Can you see it? There. Put it in here. It fits all the way down. And when I go on the other side, then I can connect the sheetrock to that and that. Oh, this one fell. But there's supposed to be one thing here, like that. That's where the wall is going to connect to. Okay, so I just put the MDF wall behind that thing, and I put it in with a 2-inch wood screws, number 12. Now I'm going to put this insulation. Oops, it's actually wool. So I wonder if I'm going to get really hot in there. So I actually found out that it's easiest to cut this with a knife. Just cut it. Well, make sure not to cut the 100. So actually on the next wall I'm going to show you the insulation, how I did it. But I basically cut it and I fit it into those spaces. And then I put this soundproof insulation wall from Home Depot on top. And now I'm just going to screw it. The only problem with this wall is that it sheds a lot of like wood particles. So I don't know if I should paint it or not. That's it for now. Okay, so I actually made a door, but I made a very big mistake. Look on top. I cut the thing too short because I didn't keep in mind that there's a 2x4 on the bottom and a 2x4 on the top. That's very bad mistake. I'll have to fix it. That upsets me a lot. But here's a door. It opens. That's a door that opens. And it closes. And it's not perfect. See, over here. It's not cut perfect, but it actually closes perfect. Yeah. Good job. Yeah.
Which way do I put this?
Over there, Chris. I want to show you guys the insulation I did, which I didn't do a good job here. But this is what I'm trying to do. Filling up the walls with this, and then I'm going to put this cork on top of it. And that's it. Decaf. Okay, so I just woke up and I'm having my coffee and it's time to finish this. So I have to put the side walls in and the ceiling. The ceiling, I think I'm just gonna put one wood up there. That's all. And of course insulation. I don't know if I'll have insulation for all the walls. I'll see. Okay, I just discovered a mistake, and that is over here in the insulation, in the soundproof cork thing. It's not all the way in. So now if I cut the wall, the inner wall, it's not gonna match. And I found a trick to fix this. You put a 2x4 there, wait, like that, and then you hit it with a rubber hammer. Let me see. And that's supposed to push it in. It went in just a little bit. It's not the same. So for some reason, it doesn't go in over here. Okay, it's going in now. There. It's kind of level. Now I can measure this wall to put the inner wall in here, because I think I have to put the inner walls in first, otherwise they're not gonna fit once I put the outer walls, unless I bring them in through the ceiling. Okay, this is one problem I have with that. It happened before. I put the inner walls in, but I have to turn them because I want the writing to be on the outside facing this wall, so it doesn't fit. But I usually do it if I turn them around, so that's one thing I always have a problem with, because once you put the walls in, it's hard to turn them. I turned that one, see, it's against the wall, and I turned it, but look at the writing on this one. You see how ugly that looks? What if I decide not to paint it? So I want it to look all one color, so I'm gonna turn that one around now. Okay, so I cut those 4x8s in half, which I'm gonna put on the roof. The cork is behind it, and the thinner MDF is on top, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna put 2x4s,
Mama.
but I think I will, because I don't want them to kind of bend.
Mama.
And this is the way I insulated that wall. You can't actually see it.
It's going to be dark.
But anyway, I put insulation on there. I'm kind of running out, so I had to cut smaller pieces to fill it in. Okay, so I put this wall, the MDF, I put it up, and now I'm drilling holes so I can put the screws in. See, I'm drilling the hole, like I can put it here. And out.
It's actually
But
raining.
it's not perfect. See, there's like space. So I have to get something, maybe weather stripping. What? Okay, you can have the phone.
It's like
now.
a wind.
Okay, so I kind of finished the box. And I can hear a fan and some noises out here, and I'm gonna go inside and see if I can hear anything. Of course, I'm gonna put some foam inside eventually, and I have to put a handle on the door. Let me see if I can hear anything if I go in here. So I hear the fan. The only light I see coming in from is the door. And maybe, yeah, I think that's it. It's just the door. So I'm gonna have to weather strip that. It's pretty quiet, and I don't want it to be super quiet because then it's gonna feel like I'm just in a box. Here is the video of what I did with it. So I put this foam up, and I made this tiny table to kind of put my things on it so I wouldn't hit it on the ground with my feet. I have to put some carpet on the ground, but that's the shock mount for the NT1 mic, which I'm using. And I'm using the shock mount and the pop filter from the silver mic, which is the NT1A. And I basically, the interface, I'll show you. The interface is this one. Is the Scarlett 2x2, the new one, 3rd generation, with the 2 holes for the mics. And I'm basically using a monitor with a ring light, because that's the only light I have. And I put this foam up. It's really tiny room, but anyway, I put this carpet on the inside. It helps a lot with the sound. I'm missing some foam up there, so I'm covering the MDF wood from the inner walls. On the inner walls, I actually used a special kind of wood, which is more like it's hard to explain. It's soundproof kind of a thing from Home Depot. And I'm using this, what do you call it, mouse, because it's silent. So anyway, all the wires go through that tiny hole. That's basically the only hole in the whole booth so far. So when I close the door, it's pretty silent. I can still hear the big fan out there, but if I turn that fan off, it's really silent in here. But because it's so airtight, I get super hot. I kind of got sloppy around the door with the foam.